Season 2, Episode 10. You guys, I am in a 6-bedroom hostel and it is currently vacant. I have an opportunity to record after a successful medicine day with psilocybin. My goodness. So let's just get to it. I feel a little bit nervous because I haven't really spoken on here in a while. Like, I think I came on a few weeks ago, but you know when just like a lot happens, like internal events or external events. Majority of these are internal. But you know when you just see life completely differently to how you did before. Like, I really feel like we are so strong. We really fucking are. Like, we really are. The reality is we're dealing with some darkness sometimes. Like, you know those thoughts that you're like, oh my god, we did not just think that. Like, this is not you. It is the darkness. It's passing through. But sometimes it can feel really sinister, and we sit with that and we have to honor it. We really do. I mean, that's what I am realizing, is that there's not really any choice. You're going to feel the spectrum of emotions, and it is what it is. Like, that's literally why you chose to be here. I hate to break it to you, but you chose to be on Earth. You chose your situation right now. Oh, yeah, we really did. So it's time that we take responsibility. I was even saying to Mum this morning, I was like, wow, there was a time when I really, I would blame her and I would blame Dad. I was like, I didn't choose to be here. Like, why the fuck did you bring me here? So yeah, I'll be honest, I get it. But we need to take personal responsibility and realize that we chose these circumstances just so that we could remember who we are. If there's such really I want to say dramatic, because that's the only way I can describe some of these circumstances personally. These really dramatic circumstances, it's all part of the design, right? And it's just so that we can remember more of who we truly are. Like, when we go through really dramatic circumstances, the fact that you are able to rise up on the other side of that, like, nobody knows, the silent suffering. I laugh because it's so fucking true. Like, everyone, I don't know anyone who's denying this, but like, we're all carrying something that we're like, like, it's easier not to talk about it because it's just fucked, and I'm trying to make my way through it too. So yeah, one, be kinder. I feel like anytime I say that message, just be kinder to yourself first, and then be kinder to others. Like, I am really learning again how forgiving yourself is the key. Done. If you are in a place where you don't feel aligned, you don't feel like you're the person you want to be, good news, I have an offer for you. You can choose to forgive yourself, and in return, everything else will really start to form place. Because once you learn how to forgive yourself, it's a lot easier to forgive others, because suddenly you're not so separate. The illusion of separation is literally what is keeping us in this density, okay? The reason why there is still this fucking darkness is because people still think We're separate from one another. We're not. We are all connected, and not to mention we're all connected in the entire fucking cosmos and universe. But even just think about it here on Earth, like nature is all connected. There is just a communication and an agreement that there's no need to hurry, and all is accomplished in nature. I really butchered that quote, but we got the message across. There's no need to hurry. Because when you hurry, when you push something along and you force it, it only gives you the illusion that you're getting there faster. Yes, you might get some material like confirmation that what you're doing, like for example, say you are trying to start a business, right? Not an easy feat. I hear you. And you just, you keep grinding and it doesn't feel aligned, but you just keep pushing and grinding and pumping more coffee. And believe me, I do this too, right? To a point where then I have the awareness and I'm like, okay, this is not right. But when you push and push and push and grind, yes, you get results in the old world, but breaking news, guys, we are in the new earth. So forcing and pushing and doing things that don't come from a place of genuine joy is not going to get you as far as it did in the past. And I think you might be noticing this already. Because you're smart, right? You notice the patterns. You know what things have been reoccurring, right? For me, it is this negative thought loop that is literally just like, but what if you're all wrong, What if you fail? This is not a common negative thought. I mean, I think it's common because so many of us are so freaking scared of failure that we don't even try. And I'm not trying to sound cliche here. I guess the whole podcast would be considered cliche if that's cliche. But seriously, failing means you tried. You gave it a go. Yes, slay. And if anyone isn't giving you a round of applause because you tried, goodbye. Just say goodbye to them. If people are still behaving in a way that they don't celebrate their friends, goodbye. It is not your job to teach people how they should treat others. Like, you set the example, you treat yourself with love and respect, and that will manifest around you. So if, for example, you're someone you love dearly, and I'm thinking like this, the kind of unconditional love, like the love of a parent, or like, when you love a dog so much, or like a sibling or something, a loved one that you just love no matter what, unconditionally. Would you say to them, oh, that person doesn't celebrate you at school? Like, imagine the younger self. That person doesn't celebrate. Oh, well, that's okay. They're still fun to hang out with, right? Like, you still have fun with them in the playground, but they don't celebrate you. Guys, we've got to see how we deserve so much more. So much more. You deserve so much more. You deserve friends that will gas you up. If you are sharing an accomplishment and a friend isn't just as excited as you are, if not more, sometimes I have found in this scenario, which is just so beautiful, to have a friend that is like showing even more excitement than you even had. I mean, or just showing it in a different way. It's like, oh my God, fucking no, yay. It's so beautiful when a friend can extend that love, and when that friend knows that there is an abundance of everything. We live in an infinite quantum realm, people. Like, the quantum field is infinite. The universe is infinite. The universe is actually expanding, guys. And I started reading Stephen Hawking's paper, but it's a lot, but I gave it a go. But basically, yes, it wasn't to be released, an ever expanding universe, and it had a little handwritten sticky note on it that said, for personal use only or something. And I think it was days before he died, then he decided, all right, go on, and released it on a university website. I believe Cambridge, I could be wrong, Apollo, anyway. And the whole freaking platform shut down because everyone was like, oh my God, freaking out about this paper about our ever-expanding universe. So it's no joke, guys. It's no joke. Like, you can have whatever it is you desire. Like, there is an abundance, okay? And, you know, now that you're aware of this, you want to surround yourself with people who are also aware of this, right? Because if you're not growing, if you're not evolving, you're dying. Does not matter what you are, any form of life, we evolve. This is evolution. This is by design. This is in our nature. I don't know what that ringing is. Stop. This is who we are. We're meant to grow. We're meant to evolve and learn more about ourselves. And look, you don't have to, I take it pretty fucking seriously because this is what I love, but be serious about your own inquiry to whether or not you are always putting yourself first. And sometimes that means walking away from people. It doesn't have to be forever. Nothing is ever forever. It's just in this now moment. Is this serving me? Yes or no? And what serves you is in service of another. They might not think that at the time, but it is, because they don't want to be friends with you right now either, because they're being an a-hole. Like, that sucks. They obviously have some sort of resentment towards you, and it's likely in the form of jealousy because you have something that they believe they can't have. And even if it is this kind of mindset, you make them feel small, right? And you make them think that maybe they have to ask the big hard questions. So when you're asking the big hard questions, you're kind of a big bad wolf that is like blowing all these houses down, just not by doing anything. Believe me, not by doing anything. But in every interaction with anyone, you have two choices, and you can be triggered or you can be awakened. So when that uncomfortable, icky feeling comes up for you, like, oh, like, why do I not like feel happy? Like, why am I not excited for my friend? It's highly likely it's coming from a very deep rooted fear of the fact that that person doesn't believe that they can have it. And it really is never personal. Nothing is ever personal. Your brain does these silly things where it makes it think that it's personal. And it's really not, especially when you pull it back to the fact that every experience we create is a reflection of our internal reality. So, like, if you're currently getting a lot of criticism in your life, for example, that is shining the light on the fact that you are criticizing yourself. And it's time for you to stop criticizing the way you do things and listen to that deeper knowing of just like, I want to do this. I think this would be really fun. This sounds like a cool human experience. And if you have other people criticizing you, it really is a reflection. Like, we cannot point the finger outside of us, because when you're pointing, right? When you're pointing at something, you literally have 3 fingers pointing back at you. Do it if you want. Like, I'm doing it right now. I can see the 3 fingers pointing back at me. It's like, oh, okay. Like, everything outside of you is a reflection of what's inside of you. And I know sometimes this can be like, what? And there is more of a infinite quantum nature to this, but honestly, even my mind can't grasp that right now, I'll be honest. So yeah, just knowing that even our brain, simple, go to the brain, simple, ironic, because there's nothing about the brain that is simple. It loves to complicate things. What is the obsession with making things complicated? What is it? Why is everything gotta be complicated? Oh no, I can't do this because of this, like, oh, and this, like, circumstance, and just making it like really hard. And then it's just like, I can't do it because like there's this, and then what? I don't understand why the complexity is necessary. Is anybody benefiting from the complexity? Because last time I checked, the last time you were actually chilled out, right, the feelings that you felt were ease and simplicity. And like, oh, this is so easy. Yes, great. That's the opposite of complexity. So my advice, if you're willing to take it, would just be, how can you simplify things? What can you do that isn't just like filled with rubbish? Like, if it's, for example, what I was first explaining it, if you are making up these complicated excuses as to why you haven't done something, maybe we need to look deeper into why you're making it so complicated. And this is why we get deep. Like, we really can see our fears play out when we make things complicated, because if it's complicated, then we don't have to do it. But I offer you a different perspective in that, what if it was simple? And what if it got to be simple and it got to be easy? What if your dreams were actually simple? Like, what if it was just easy to get to them? Instead of, oh, it's going to be hard, I'm going to have to do this, and I have to set up this, and then I need to do this, and I just don't have money for this, and not as time. Oh no, I don't have enough money and I don't have enough time. Like, I guarantee if you start getting real grateful and real specific on what it is that you truly desire, money will start to become something that you deeply value and something you become extremely resourceful with in order to pursue your dreams. And then it's easy. Like, for example, Thailand is very cheap in comparison to Australia and Europe, and oh my god, the United Kingdom being the most expensive place in relation to the Australian dollar. Holy moly, I was paying double basically. So if something was, £15, I would be paying 30 Aussie dollars, which meant like a coffee was like $12, okay, sometimes. So that wasn't the most resourceful decision I ever made, but you know what is? Thailand. Because, wow, I eat so much food for cheap. Like, everybody has their own, most people like have their own cart or their own business, right? And so there's so many options. because everyone's just selling their yummy, delicious snack. And now I'm freaking hungry. It's 1 a.m. I don't have anything in here because I don't keep food in the bedroom, because I have really just learned that is not definitely, like, sometimes I have a treat, but I just learned that food in the bed is just no, like, it never works out good, and it's just not an association I want to have. Like, I don't want to be in bed any more extra freaking time, because now my brain's associating it with eating meals, you know? Guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Is this a mini-sode? I don't know. I feel like I just went blah, 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 blah. So integrate as you need. Drink lots of water as always. And I love you guys so freaking much, okay? God bless. And I am temporarily offering a few reading options, so stay tuned. I'm so excited to just, like, get back into community and just really fostering such deep and meaningful connections with other souls. And that's something that I've been doing in person a lot here in Bangkok, which has been awesome. But I just know that there are so many beautiful souls on the other side of this phone, and especially you guys that are just always showing love. I can't, my heart exploding, right? So I'm really excited to just get back into it and really just be there for a session, for an hour. What do you need from me? And I have guides around, okay, look, if you want it to be an astrology focus reading, that would be like the basics, like if you don't know anything about astrology. And then I will also have human design reading, which I personally recommend. I think it's an incredible place to start, especially if you already know a bit about astrology and you're like, yeah, I get that. Human design is gonna blow your fucking mind. It is literally like the road map for your astrology chart, your natal chart. So human design is like, okay, so right, natal chart, we're looking at the stars, and then human design is like, okay, how can we now ground that into how we live every day, how we live every decision, how we live every moment. And it's just the ultimate life hack. Then I'll be offering a Gene Keys package. This I would only recommend for people who have already gone into astrology and they've already gone into human design, because Gene Keys is really building upon that. And look, you're still welcome to dive straight into it. You have free will, but my recommendation is honestly the human design one. If I'm going to pick one, I just think that this is going to hit points that if you haven't had them hit before, it's going to blow your mind, and you're just going to feel seen and heard. And it's just helped me in literally every life decision ever. And I mean, look where I am. I'm vibing, to be honest. So I just want everyone else to be vibing. And so that is why I will also just offer the option to have a 1 hour space where it can just be about whatever. Literally therapy, right? Like anything. And I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. If you ask me what I truly think openly about a situation. So I really want to be able to provide an outside perspective of someone who has been inside these negative thought patterns. I really get it. They're brutal. And I honestly, the beauty in this is that when you are seen and heard and supported, you will realize, you can therapize yourself. You can continue to do it. So I genuinely hope for everyone. Actually, not hope, because that I think implies a lack of faith. I have faith that for some of you, you will literally only need one session, because you're going to learn really quickly. You're going to remember who the frick frack you are after all. And you're going to be like, oh, I can do anything. I literally can do whatever I want. I have the courage and power inside of me. But sometimes we just need someone to be our freaking cheerleader and really just give another perspective and allow your intuition to either resonate or not. But when you're in resonance and you have done a level of work on yourself and you're feeling like something isn't right, I need a kick, I need a push, I need a shove, I am here to gently push you off the cliff. And before you know it, as soon as you take the leap of faith, you realize there was this big fluffy cloud under there the whole time. You just land on this fluffy cloud and you just get to boop, boop, boop. And you just get to hop down to the fluffy clouds, and then you get to this beautiful, beautiful rock pool beach that you have all to yourself, and it's divine, and life is perfect and easy, and the present moment is just divine. So I really, really am so excited to start getting real deep with you guys, honestly, one-on-one. Like, it's usually just me talking at you, but now it gets to be all about you. Like, these sessions are not about me. I have a whole podcast about me. I find it so funny that people like talk about guests, and I'm like, this is just for me. But I obviously dream of having guests. But I've only had mum on here, but I'm like, this is an outlet, you guys. This is a freaking outlet. But these one-on-one sessions are not to do with me. This is all about you. So whatever you need in that time, I am your fucking, I was going to say girl, but I'm going to say angel, because that's what this is. And that is literally my middle name. That is literally my middle name. Okay? So, Isabella Angel Lanslow. You guys, not joking. So, I love you so much, and I can't wait to hear what you think of this episode. And have a magical rest of your day, whatever time it is. Love you.